Hello guys, how are you? Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you've been well. It's been quite a journey, getting to record the various forms of domestic violence for the past 3 weeks or so. So thank you so much for loving on my videos, and if you have not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe, share and like, and also comment on them. So today's video is quite different, but it's something that I've been thinking of doing. So as you listen to it, as you ponder the message that I'm going to bring out, make sure that you also share it with someone. So don't keep it to yourself, make sure that you share it with someone. Thank you so much, and stay tuned to get to know more about this special video. So as you might know, or maybe you're not aware, Cancer Awareness Month is normally in October, and to be specific, normally we talk about Breast Cancer Awareness Month in this October. So today's video is gonna be an highlight of what is breast cancer, what are what are the statistics in Kenya, and also we're also going to talk about how to do your self breast examination as a woman. And also I'm going to highlight something about breast cancer also in men, because breast cancer also affects men in Kenya. So basically that's the highlight of the video. We're going to talk about what is cancer, what is breast cancer, what are the statistics, and how to perform a self-breast examination during this month of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So stay tuned to know more. To start with, what is cancer? So cancer, in simple terms, is a group of diseases that affect the cells of the body, and the cells start to grow uncontrollably, and it also may invade other surrounding body tissues or body organs. So we name cancers in terms of where they originate from. So if a cancer originates from the cervix, it's called cervical cancer. And now if the cancer originates from the breast, it's called breast cancer. So basically that's it in simple terms, what is cancer and how we came up, or rather why we say breast cancer, because the cancer is originating from the breast. Even if this cancer may spread to other parts of the body, still we'll have to name that cancer as breast cancer because it originally originated from the breast. I hope that is well understood. And if you have any questions, you can also be free to comment on the comments below. So now that we know the definition of cancer and also breast cancer, I think it's good that we highlight the statistics of breast cancer in Kenya. So the reason why I always like highlighting the statistics of any disease or any issue that I'm talking about is because for us to be able to act on it, we need to understand, what is the magnitude of the disease, and why do we need to be able to act very, very, urgently to be able to save our population. So in terms of statistics, we have breast cancer leading in incident rates, and incidence means new cases, number of new cases. So in 2020, we had 6,700 new cases reported. And this was an annual survey that was done by Global Can. In terms of deaths, that is mortality rates, we have breast cancer coming second after cervical cancer. And we have actually 7 women, the statistics actually show 7 women die every day out of breast cancer. So that's the reason why we need to act as urgently as possible to be able to help these women. And as I mentioned earlier, breast cancer is one of the cancers that is actually amenable for screening. And for you to be able to get the chances or rather high chances of getting cure, the cancer has to be caught early. So the reason why we are emphasizing that women need to be checked, or we need to go for those screening, or you need to perform a monthly self-breast examination, it's because this cancer is actually curable, or that you can get treated and you can go back to your normal life. I think it's good we also highlight, what are some of the screening methods that are available out there and which one is fit for you. So for women who are above 40 years, it is recommended that you do your mammogram, and a mammogram is sort of like an imaging, like an ultrasound, or rather, of course, ultrasound is another form of imaging, but mammogram is the one that is recommended for breast cancer screening. So for women who are above 40 years of age, you have to get your breast cancer, or rather breasts are checked every yearly to be able to detect if there's any changes or there's any form of changes that might bring issues to your body. So in terms of the other method that is available for screening is also clinical breast examination. And in clinical breast examination, basically a clinician checks your breast by just palpating around it, and if there's any lump or if there's any unusual swelling or discharge, they're able to tell you, what you need to get checked, or rather you need to go for further testing or checkup. So, and the other form of the screening is also self-breast examination. This is recommended for women who are less than 30 years or 25 years. So this one you can actually do at the comfort of your home. You just stand in front of a mirror and you're able to, I'm going to talk deeply, or rather more specifically and more detail on how to perform a breast examination, because I believe most of my audience is actually young women, as me and you, who are in between 25 and 40. So we need to make sure that we do our breast examination, and I'm going to talk more about how to perform a breast examination. I think now you've come to the meat of the whole video, and the reason why we are talking about breast cancer. So I think I chose to be able to focus on this specific breast examination, because I believe the people who are watching me, mostly young women, they need to know about this, and how do you do it in the right way. So first you have to know, when are you supposed to do this breast examination. They are supposed to be done like a week after your menses, so don't do it when you're on your menses and your breasts are so and swollen, so it's hard for you to be able to do it very well. So it's recommended you can do it a week after your menses. Then how to basically, what will you be looking before even you perform the breast examination? What will you be looking for? Any unusual changes in terms of your skin color for your breast. It could be change in shape, it could be change in size, it could be a swelling somewhere, it could be a lump or something that has swollen on one of the breast tissues. And it could be even a discharge, a bloody discharge that is quite alarming. So those are some of the things you need to be checking as you are doing your breast examination. So basically, I'm gonna just take you through how to do a breast examination, and I'm also going to insert a photo on how can you do it, and maybe describe it on the description box. So how do you perform a breast examination? And this is supposed to be done actually every month for women who are less than 30 years, or rather above 25 years. So how are you supposed to do a breast examination? So you can lie down, or you can just stand in front of a mirror. For me, I basically love standing in front of a mirror, because I'm also able to check other changes. So when you stand in front of a mirror, of course you have to check the changes that I talked about. If there's any discharge, you can squeeze the nipple a bit to check if there's any discharge. And then you can also check change in terms of color, the skin. Is it okay? Is it the way it is? Because you're the ones who know your breast better. So if there's any change, you'd be able to know if this one has changed to this. So once you stand in front of a mirror, you're gonna put your hand on top of your head, and then actually I think this is good to emphasize that your breast actually starts somewhere in your clavicle. So you're gonna start in the upper part of your or rather your breast, that is around the clavicle area, and what you're going to be using is this part, the soft part of your, what is it called, the fingers. So it's not like the tips, just this part basically. Sorry, this part, the part that is on top of your the palm of your hands. So that's the part that you're going to be using to palpate the breast. And how to do it, there are various forms of palpating the breast. You can do it in upwards motions, or you can do it in round motions. For me, I found round or rather circular motions quite easier. So what you do is that you start, at the clavicle, you just, palpate, and don't lift the what are they called, the palm of your hand. You just palpate and make sure that, you're covering every part of the breast. And if it's for the tissues whereby it's quite deep, or rather it's quite big, you have to apply more pressure as compared to places that have less tissue. So you can do it in a circular motion, or you can do it in a upward motion, but make sure that you're not lifting your hand. If you're starting like this, you just go like that, just like that. And then after you finished, you go now in a upward motion. You can go up and down until you reach this part actually of your breast. So basically that's how you do a self-breast examination. And after that, if you notice what you're looking for basically is a swelling or a lump, or any form of changes that may be quite alarming. And of course, after you've seen any changes, you can just go and report to your doctor, and further testing, or rather further checkups might be recommended for you. So I hope you've been able to learn a thing or two about breast cancer and how to perform a breast cancer examination, that is self-breast examination. So these things are actually very quite simple, and it's something that can actually save your life if you just make sure that you do it monthly. And you notice, if you notice any changes, you just go and report to your doctor or the nearest facility that is near you. So basically, after you've been found maybe with a lump, or maybe there are changes that need to be treated, there are various forms of treatment that can actually be prescribed to you by your doctor. So one of them being surgery, maybe to remove a lump if it's not affecting the other parts or the other tissues in the breast. In other cases whereby the cancer is at risk of spreading to other tissues, or it's at risk of actually affecting maybe other organs around the area, your doctor might actually recommend to remove the whole breast. But that does not mean that you can't do something about it. There is breast prosthesis that you can put after the breast has been removed. Then radiation is also another form of treatment that can be recommended for you, or chemotherapy. So those are some of the treatment options. And this is to say that just because you've been diagnosed with breast cancer doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. There's chances of cure. You can actually be diagnosed, but still there's chances of cure and also treatment that is recommended for you. So thank you so much for watching the video, and make sure that if you're a girl and you're between those ages, make sure that you do your breast self-examinations. So in the next video, you're gonna go on and talk about the remaining forms of domestic violence. So make sure that you subscribe. You can also click on the notification bell so that if I post any video, you are notified to watch it. So thank you so much for watching my videos. I love you guys. You are the real MVP, and I love you so much. So thank you so much. Make sure that you subscribe, comment, like, share, and